Let me show you my shop, show you the different departments I got. This room here is where we do our assembly. I'll show you my body shop area, but after they're done with the body work and paint, they'll come over in this area here and they'll be assembled. We do a lot of fastbacks, of course a lot of convertibles. You know, a lot of what we do is coupe to convertibles. We cut a lot of roofs off and make the cars into convertibles. And we just don't make them like a roadster. You know, that's kind of cheating when a guy makes a roadster, meaning he just cuts the roof off of there and then just, okay, well, you don't have anything. If it rains, you're screwed. No, we do the whole package here. We make it so the top goes up using all Ford stuff. So if in the future the guy needs a convertible top, he just orders one for a 65 or 67 Mustang. This is a good example of one right here that we're finalizing here. This gentleman here, this is Dave Grundy. Dave's been with me for, how long you been with me, Dave?
32 years.
Dave's been with me for 32 years. He's been known to be the guy that gives out the bad news on things. I mean, he's pretty honest with the rest of the guys, and that's the way it needs to be. You got to have a lot of checks and balances, and you got to be honest with the rest of the guys, because we all look out for one another. But Dave does that, and Dave does that pretty well too. Sometimes he's not the friend around here during the day, but then the next day everybody gets over it. So good job, Dave. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Your bread and butter 66 convertible with a 6-cylinder in it, nothing special, but it's special to that person. You know, every one of these Mustangs and every one of these classic cars has its own story, and that's what this is all about. We'll get customers picking up their cars, and they got tears in their eyes, and they bring tears to my eyes when that kind of thing happens. We just have a lot of fun. Let me show you this area over here. This area over here is what I call Skid Row, meaning that these cars here are under the knife. You know, we're in the Midwest here. We're in Illinois. So we're getting a lot of salt. These cars went through the salt in the wintertime, and they just rotted out. Floor pans, frame rails, torque boxes, rear frames, inner rockers, quarter panels, wheel wells, aprons, you name it, these things are getting replaced on these cars. You know, I got to tell you, a lot of these shows I see on TV out of California, these guys are crying and whining about like a little hole in the floor, and they're like, nope, get us another car. I'm thinking, come on already. You know, work with what you got. Show a little bit of talent here. This is talent right here, when you can take something that's been almost rusted to the ground and bring it back up to nothing, or to something, from nothing to something. This is a talent here. Talk about a talented guy. Mike Dorsey. He's been with me for what? How long have you been with me, Mike?
36 years.
36 years this guy's been with me. I started my business. Within a couple years, he lived across the street. As what, you were like 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, 18. He'd come across the street, maybe borrow a tool, because he and his brothers were, you know, fixing their cars. Before you know it, I hired him. He's been with me ever since. His buddies know him as Mustang Mike, right?
Yeah.
Mustang Mike, yeah. Yeah, that's his name. So, pretty cool. Good job. Keep it up, Mike. This is my son, Preston. He's one of twins. The guy holding the camera, which I'll show you in a little bit, that's his twin brother, Cody. What's your role around here, Preston?
You know, I do a little bit of anything. Hang a quarter panel or do some engine work on this old T-Bird here. It kind of depends on what day, but, you know, dabble a little bit of anything.
Yeah, and that's what he will do. He'll come in one morning and he'll knock out a fender apron or a quarter panel on a job, but at the end of the day, he's putting pistons in an engine back there. So, very talented guy. I like to think he had a good teacher. And, but the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Come on down over here. We got this 69 Shelby that was actually totaled. The original owner came out of a car show, and he was having a few too many and hit a couple of utility poles. But you know what? We can fix it. The insurance company totaled it, but we're fixing it for the guy. We're going to make another dream come true, which is part of what we do here. A lot of what we do also is we'll take these old cars and we'll put modern conveniences in them. You know, one thing that my wife, you know, ladies are great. I mean, they know things and look at things from a different angle than guys. And my wife will be like, well, I like, you know, the way these cars look, but they brake and steer like you're in an amusement park ride. So true it is. Us guys, we can put up with it, but the ladies, I don't blame you. So what we do is we retrofit them with modern air conditioning, modern brakes, modern steering, modern drivetrains and engines to make them more user-friendly. Because I like to call these old cars that just don't look old. I mean, you look at a 57 Chevy, most people will be like, wow, look at that old car. You see a 67 Mustang go by, wow, look at that cool car. They don't call them really old cars. So we're lucky to have this generation of cars to work on. But this gentleman over here, this is my oldest son, Christopher. Chris Jr. actually. And he's the one retrofitting the modern air conditioning on it, and this will also get the modern steering. So pretty much almost going to be, today's the day for this one.
Getting there, yeah.
All right, all right. Yeah, he's been doing a great job on getting the, he's kind of our modern retro guy over there. Let me show you the body shop side. Over here I have a few talented guys here that have been with me for quite a while too. All my crew have been with me for a long time, and that's part of having a good team. You all can anticipate what the last guy or what the next guy is going to do, and that helps get the quality of a job done. Connor, how you doing, buddy? This is Connor. He's first class at what he does. He's hanging some quarter panels on this old 56 T-Bird. You know, not everything's Mustang around here. We got T-Birds, Cougars. We do some of the bigger Fords. I have a 70 Challenger TA 4-speed car from Mr. Norm's Grand Spalding Dodge. Dave, Kevin, you guys probably should recognize that name. I used to work for Grand Spalding. He had 3 dynos there. So every time one of these 70 Challengers would come through, part of the deal was you got a dyno sheet and they'd jet the carburetor for you. They'd try and upsell you on headers and things like that. But when this thing came across on eBay, I had to get it because I worked at Mr. Norm's and I just had to have a 4-speed TA. This is George over here. George is an excellent body man. He's my prime painter here. Actually, nobody paints better than George. I mean, George just is really second to none. George, he's got a kidney issue, so you're on dialysis, what, how many times a week, George?
4 times a week.
4 times a week. I was able to set him up with an apartment in this building here, so this way he could do what he needs to do, and he doesn't have to drive to work. He can just come down here and get to work. And he still puts in 50, 60 hours a week, this guy. What time do you get up in the morning?
1 in the morning.
1 in the morning, and dialysis until when?
6.
6 in the morning. And then still we'll work till 5. Unbelievable. This guy is just crazy, man. You keep up the good work. I'm real proud of you.
Thanks.
Very proud of this guy here. So that's basically our body shop there. There's our TA Challenger back there, or I should say my TA Challenger back there. Red car, it's got all the great ingredients. Red car, black interior, 4-speed, TA, Mr. Norm. It don't get anything better than that. I got a few other goodies back there in my back room there that I have stashed away. 68 Super Cobra Jet, 69 Super Cobra Jet, KR Shelby. When you're in the car business, you get kind of cars like this. Sometimes my wife wishes I was in the appliance business. Maybe I would get new refrigerators and air conditioners, but you know, I still try and take care of her. She's a great lady. But anyways, let's walk back over here. I do want to introduce you to my camera guy. I've made all of these videos on YouTube. I have over 300 how-to videos that have helped people all over the world. We've had cars shipped here from Dubai. I mean, that's how far-reaching this company is. And on top of that, I've made my own reality show. Certainly not to the level of you guys, Operation Mustangs and more. But I think if you guys brought that up, you'd be pretty impressed with my drive up in the beginning there and the whole thing itself. I think we did a pretty damn good job of that. But anyways, let me introduce you to Cody, my number 4 son, and then Preston. Get all 3 boys together. You know, I'm one of the, not only am I lucky to be working on these great cars, but I'm lucky enough to be working with my 3 boys. I mean, this is a total family business. It doesn't get any more family than that. And we got a great heritage behind us, and that's just what drives us all. Right, guys?
Yeah, we love working for you.
All right, good to hear. Good answers, great answers. All right, that's about it. I probably took longer than the 5 or 15 minutes that you guys said to do it at, but you know what? Hey, I got a lot to say, and that's what happens. But you know what? I hope to hear from you soon, and thanks for the opportunity.